What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world? This is Chris, and of course, this is my channel, Barn on 11970. And we got my silver unboxing and the little bonus from the fact of how many people just loved my comic book unboxing video. You can tell by the rating system, and that screamed to me saying I would like to see that other comic that I got, and I actually got it today. So I thought I would do the unboxing first of the silver that I ordered. It actually came faster than what I thought, especially when I paid by check, and then they have to process it for a week before they will even think about shipping it out. So I will give credit to Goldmart. That's where I got it. I'll post the link in the description below. Usually Goldmart can take up to a month sometimes to ship things, so I have to give them credit. I paid 50 cents over the spot when I purchased this, and that was, at the time, $17.17 an ounce. So I was very happy about the results for that. Now, one of the things I noticed, some people were saying, you know, you'll probably get it for cheaper. You're looking at the price going down to $16.50, and it went down to about, I think, $16.60-ish, somewhere around there. Now, if you were a person that was following exclusively with the charts, and you said to yourself, well, the charts are suggesting that the price is going to go down to about $16.50, and the price of silver went down to I think it was $16.76 or $16.67, somewhere around there. And what if you said, well, it's close to what I said, I just have to wait another day or two, and it'll go down to the $16.50, that's when I'll make my buy. Well, it never hit that. So sometimes you have to just react and trust your instincts. I paid, I think, $29, $30, or $30 more than what the absolute bottom was. But actually, if you look at the price now, because the price went up since I bought it, not majorly, but now it's actually about $30 higher to buy it. So I don't worry about the price on a daily basis. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, I mean, I'm not doing it to try and show off or anything like that, because I don't have thousands of ounces of silver that I'm showing. What I'm trying to show is that even though I haven't been talking about it recently, because, I mean, it's basically the price has been stagnant, and I don't know how many times I could say the same thing of I invest in physical gold and silver to protect myself for future problems, or if anything, at the very least, I am what they call a spendthrift. I always was, especially when I was younger and I was making a lot more money than I'm making now, that I would always go out and spend money on stuff. Now, when I was younger, I used to have parties at my house all the time, drinking, getting plenty of alcohol, go to the movies, go to, like, amusement parks, basically money that would be wasted. Because, I mean, as much fun as an amusement park is, you know, you spend a couple of $100 to get there, to park, to eat, for the tickets to the amusement park, and once that day is done, that's it. That money doesn't come back. So things like this, for me, I have collected things since I was a child. That's one of the reasons why I have the comic books and stuff like that. I have Star Wars figures. I have old Matchbox cars. I have books from the 19th century, which, by the way, if most people don't realize, 19th century means the 1800s. Be amazed at how many people get that wrong. But to me, this is a way where I can put my money into something that I can get some of it back. In other words, if you spent all your life spending all your money on beer and alcohol and strippers, well, as fun as that may be, that money's gone. You're never going to get any kind of return back. With stuff like gold and silver, I hold on to it and I save it for the future, and I have, at the very least, be able to get my money back, part of my money back, or even more money back to be able to buy nicer things later on. So that's why I do this, to show that I still have the interest. So this is actually the bar, and this is as you can see, a J.M. Mathy brand new, freshly poured silver 100-ounce bar. So somebody was telling me, you know, you got to be careful because, you know, back in the 80s, they were refilling these, or they're doing whatever they said they were doing. Well, this is a brand new bar. This was just poured recently. And I actually showed that on the website on one of my videos. Just unfortunately, some of the people that make those kind of comments, they never watch my videos. They just like to say nasty things. So for me, I bought this because of the fact that I am worrying about ounces. And yes, silver coins, like silver eagles, are going to be much more attractive. And 1 ounce at a time, but I have plenty of those. So now I'm just accumulating ounces. So for me, this is the cheap, and you can see how shiny it is. This is the most economical way to be able to stack silver. Because if there is a scenario where you have to redeem your silver for whatever reason, it's really not going to matter when it's let's say it's a crisis situation where there is a problem with the currency and you're using your physical metals to be able to purchase things. At that particular time, they're not going to care about, is the coin pretty or is the bar beautiful? They're going to say, is this real? Does it have silver or does it have gold? That's all I care about. So sometimes you're paying extra for premiums. Now, obviously, if you're doing quick turnarounds, like somebody like, for example, one of the people that shows a lot of his silver all the time, and I watch all the time, he's a friend of mine. His name's Silver New Jack. If you're not a subscriber to him, check him out. It's all one word, Silver New Jack. And he does a lot of unboxings, and he turns around and gets them for a quick turnaround. So yes, then you're going to want something that has extra value when it comes to a coin. But if you're like me at this point where you're just stacking silver for the ounces, to me, the bars are the best way to do that. And plus, it's a lot easier to have something like this. So, I mean, if you used to watch some of my older videos and I've shown other types of silver that I have plenty of junk silver. I have plenty of the smaller silver bars, anywhere from a 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce. Obviously, I have a couple of the 100 ounces. I have silver eagles. I have silver maple leafs. So there is a variety. I have gold. I have the gram bars, little coins. Excuse me. So I do diversify. I also have some platinum and a little bit of palladium. I have some copper coins. So I have some copper that I have. So obviously, there is a variety. And then I have all my other collections and stuff. I have Matchbox cars that I've had since I was a kid, Star Wars action figures, the comic books. So let me show you the other one that people were asking for, so hopefully you appreciated that. I'll show you the two that I got in the mail today. Now this one you saw yesterday, but this is a different one. This is actually, if you see, let me see which side, right over here, says the gold edition. So this is the X-Men X-Men Omega wraparound issue, which, as you could see, it talks about the finishing story for the the Age of Apocalypse story. So I bought this knowing that the next X-Men movie that's coming out next year is going to be talking about the whole thing is going to be about the Age of Apocalypse. So getting things before there's a demand. So once the movie's out, people are going to be flocking to that. So those for me are quick turnarounds. I've made lots of money back in the days, like flipping comic books, because for me it's an investment that people like. You get it at the right time, you can turn around and sell it. Now this one, I'm very proud of this one. This one, I talked to the guy. I got a very good deal on this. I mean, he gave me a $450 break on what he was asking for, so I was very happy with this. This is, if you collect comics, you know this without me even mentioning it, but this is Batman, I'll zoom in a little bit, issue number 100. And as you can see, this was in June of 1956, graded 7.0, which isn't bad for a comic book that has, well, back from the 1950s. I mean, to be able to have a comic book in decent condition, because like you could see the corners. I mean, the corners are straight. Pages are white, and here's the best part. If you look right here, this is a rare issue because it has a double cover. So there is actually a second cover behind this, and you could see, try and get it without the glare. First cover, they graded a 5.5. Second cover, 7.0, which would make sense because obviously this is going to be exposed to the air and people touching it, the inside, unless you're opening the book. So the next Batman movie is going to be coming out. So for me, I'm going to turn this around and get a good, decent price on this. And I actually like this grading system. I know it can be complicated, but it actually makes it easier to sell them. And I've been noticing this a lot on eBay. There'll be this comic book for example, ungraded, no one will touch it. But the graded ones, there's like 50, 60 bids. And this was the highest graded Batman book that I could find, at least in this issue of issue 100. So the others were like 5s, 3s, 1.5. So I got the highest one that I could find, and I got a very decent price for this, and I'm very happy about it. You know, it's been a while since I collected stuff like this, so for me, it's like kind of like bringing back an old joy. I mean, I used to collect comic books since I was a kid. I had 2 full gigantic locker trunks filled with comics. I have some very expensive ones, and some I'm going to do some quick turnarounds. If you collect comics, one of them I would recommend is it's called The New Mutants number 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool. And there's going to be a Deadpool movie coming out in the next year and a half, or to 2 years from now. And people are already buying the book ungraded for about $400 to $500. The best part is I have 2 issues that I paid, I think it was $1.50. I bought them brand new. So I'm actually going to go try and dig them out of my collection. Actually go get them professionally graded, which would cost probably, I think it's like about, after all said and done, about $20 to get it graded. But, like, for example, if it's graded a 9.6, which is a new comic, and I never read them, I just would store them for future, you know, for investment purposes, so they're all in perfect condition. A 9.6 graded issue is selling on eBay for about $1,300 to $1,200. You can get it as low as $1,000, but a 9.8 could be up to $1,500. So I think to have a comic book I spent about $1.50 for, pay about $20 to grade it, because it'll at least be a 9.5, if not higher, is, for me, a quick turnaround. And when that movie starts getting more of a headway, that's easy to turn around, and I'll sell it for some nice gold and silver. So that's why it's always, like they say, it's good to diversify. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be buying oil fields. I'm not going to be buying, you know, gigantic, expensive works of art, or, you know, buying books from Shakespeare or anything like that. But you got to make do. So if you have the chance to be able to do something, especially if you enjoy it, why not? Now, of course, you know, I'll get some people that say, oh, you know, well, some people just like to hate. So it doesn't really matter to me. I've turned around and sold a bunch of my old comics for gold and silver, and I use it as protection, and I enjoy doing it. So if you enjoy it, follow your highest joy. You're never going to go wrong. So I thought I would show a couple of those things. So, you know, once again, here's the silver bar, brand new freshly poured silver J.M. Matthew bar. So it's a very popular name brand, and the comic book. So I thought I'd show that to everybody. And if you appreciate it, give it a thumbs up. Not really something you have to share, but if you do it, I'm not going to be upset, and I will appreciate it anyway. And if you're not part of the Barno Nation, we would love for you to hit subscribe. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. I have a party I'm DJing tomorrow, so I got to prepare for that. And thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your night. Peace. Thanks for watching.